All right, shalom, shalom. I want to give all praises, glory, honor, and power to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, those who wrote well and who I learned this truth from, and salutations to the brothers stiffly pushing this one truth in all sincerity and diligence, risking your lives and freedoms to do so, and shalom to the rest of the elect as we all await the second Exodus coming quickly by the hands of Lord Yahweh Shah. Okay, this is your brother Rakakabar, and earlier today, all right, you had two horses escape their cavalry and pretty much ran through the city of London. And I believe they injured like 4 people. But I want to touch on this because this is highly spiritual, man. You know, following the eclipse, following, Israel and Iran directly attacking each other, all these major things playing out. Well, the fact these two horses, the black horse, which is closely followed by, you see this pale horse, all right, which the pale horse is covered in blood, okay, because again, they injured like 4 people. I had the news articles pulled up or whatnot, but I wanted to touch on this, man, because I saw this and I was like, wow, that's highly spiritual. And this pretty much happened earlier today, I believe. Let me see if I can find a video real quick. London horses, blood-soaked cavalry horses loose in streets as 4 people taken to the hospital Wednesday morning. So this just took place in London. 4 people have been taken. I'll play the video in a second. Give me one moment. 4 people have been taken to hospital after they were injured when a number of military horses broke loose and caused carnage in central London. The animals, one of which appeared to be covered in blood, were seen running around Whitehall and Victoria, with 2 of the horses reaching as far as Limehouse and Shadwell. But it's funny because the only 2 horses that they captured on video is none other than a black horse and what appears to be a pale horse, which, some could argue white, but spiritually, this is lining up with Revelation, man. And this is really an omen because this is showing that massive death is about to take place. Okay, and we're about to grab the preset, but let's play the video real quick. All right, give me one moment. Wow. And I believe at one point they were running full speed, man. You see this? So let's just grab the precept. I mean, this is evident, man. The Most High is giving us sign after sign after sign, man. And I believe it occurred like it didn't, it wasn't a long duration, but they were able to capture this. You got the black horse, which is followed closely by the pale horse, and the pale horse is covered in blood. Okay. Let's grab this in Revelation 6, the GNT. Okay, Revelation chapter 6. All right, starting at verse 5. It says, Then the Lamb broke open the 3rd seal, and I heard the 3rd living creature say, Come. So like it come, I looked, and there was a black horse. Okay, its rider held a pair of scales in his hand, which those scales represent balances or captivity. Which I'm gonna try to grab the let's go ahead and grab the word there in the Hebrew. All right, this is Revelation 6 and 5. Okay, it says, and I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand, which goes into, or it's like in a Greek, zygos, which goes into a yoke that is put on a drought cattle, a metaphor used of any burden or bondage of slavery. Okay, so this yoke, this bondage, all right, is what this black horse represents. Okay, it says, and I heard a voice in the midst of the 4 beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine. Which means what? This black horse symbolizes famine. This black horse symbolizes famine as well as hyperinflation. Having to spend a day's wage, an entire day's wage for a loaf of bread. Which, when you understand the tensions going on in the Red Sea, the so-called Middle East, dealing with exports of oil and the transportation of these goods, man, globally, this shit is going to come to an halt. as this war continue, Salaki, the war continues to progress. Okay, so dealing with famine, widespread famine, man, and hyperinflation to the point to where you can't afford anything. Let's jump back to the GNT, Salakia. Verse 6, it says, I heard what sounded like a voice coming from among the four living creatures, which said, a quart of wheat for a day's wage, and 3 quarts of barley for a day's wage. So hyperinflation, okay, paired with famine. It says, but do not damage the olive trees and the vineyards, which we know that the oil and the wine, okay, the oil and the wine represents this truth, okay, this understanding, okay, the oil represents understanding, okay, and the wine represents this new song or this doctrine of the truth, the Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man, all right, going out, okay, which, this is, you can't do anything against the truth but for it, so the truth is going to prevail through all of this shit, man, and this is what's keeping the elect sustained, all right, but this is a very spiritual sign, man, and omen, really. So that's that black horse. It says, verse 7, then the Lamb broke open the 4th seal, and I heard the 4th living creature say, come. I looked, and there was a pale colored horse. Its rider's name was Death, and Hades followed close behind. All right, death and hell. Okay, which we know hell, right? One of the things hell represents is the grave or the pit, which when you get buried in hell, man. That's the pit. That's the grave, right? Not no place, in the underworld where you go and burn for all of eternity. No, man, that's that fucking bullshit Christian fairy tale that you got to get out of your head. Okay, hell represents lowly conditions, hellish conditions, as well as the pit, the grave. Okay. It says, then a lamb broke open the 4th seal, and I heard the 4th living creature say, come. I looked, and there was a pale colored horse. Its rider's name was Death, and hell followed close behind. So when death brings forth what? Your ass getting sent to that pit, put in that grave, man, 6 feet deep. Okay. All right. It says, they were given authority over 1/4 of the earth to kill by means of war, famine, disease, and wild animals, man. So this is what's about to happen. Again, we're in a time of war. We're in a time of famine. They're talking about bird flu and all these different diseases, right? So, shit's about to pop off, man. I believe, this is yet another sign from Yahweh Bashim Yahushua showing you that, this destruction is about to begin, man. Okay, following the eclipse and all the mass, all the signs surrounding that. Okay, now, soon after the eclipse, shortly after the eclipse, you had Iran directly attack Israel and vice versa. So, shit's really popping off in the world, man. And it's spiritual. It says, I looked, and there was a pale colored horse. Its rider's name was Death, and hell followed close behind. All right. Okay, but the point being is that, this pale horse, right, representing death by various means, following close behind the black horse, which goes into famine. Again, the yoke of burden that was placed on the Israelites, hyperinflation, just really hellish times on the earth, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what I take from this, man. But, the lesson wasn't going to be too long, man. But I seen that and I was like, wow, man, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is really showing all the signs, man, about what's about to happen real soon, real shortly on the planet Earth, man. So you better repent if you're an Israelite, man, before it's too late, man, because, we really in that time. I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, dead to America, Wa Baba Ball, Shalom.